All right, welcome to the relationship show. This woman writes this post. Found my new partner has a close female friend that has a key to his house. Is this a red flag? So she's in her 20s. She's had her boyfriend's 29. She says, I had noticed my boyfriend had been posting Instagram stories at his house with a girl in the background lately. I confronted him about it, and he told me that it was a girl he's known for years and that she comes over all the time to work and hang out. He said that even though she's really attractive, that he doesn't think about her in that way and isn't into her like that. I was over at his house last week and spent the night for the first time. The girl in question actually knocked on his door the next morning when I was still there. Both me and my boyfriend were exhausted, so none of us answered the door. He didn't know it was her at first. Then I heard the door open. I don't think much of it until the freaking girl walks into his bedroom. She goes, "Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry." She grabs some stuff from the bathroom and then walks out of the living room and starts doing her makeup. That is an interesting situation, how close she is. It's like to the point where she's going to his house to do makeup. Might be, it's very borderline here. I then asked my boyfriend what the hell is going on. He said that she usually comes over after going to the gym and does her makeup and gets ready and then starts working. I don't dig into him about it, but I think it's really fucking weird. Yeah, I mean, you can probably express your feelings in a way that's like, well, hey, I'm not trying to force you to not see this girl. I know you've had like history and you're friends, but it just makes me uncomfortable for her to be in the house, especially thinking that she can come in here and when we're having like these private moments. And I just want to make that clear to you that, I really don't really feel good about her being this close to you in the situation, just because it's like, well, I don't really know what she's thinking. And, I know that you've told me that you two of your friends and I trust you and I believe you. It's just, her being this close just makes me a little bit uncomfortable. Again, I'm not trying to force you to not see her or anything, but it's just like, it would mean a lot to me if you could kind of distance yourself from her and it might work, but it might not. So it's like sometimes when you set boundaries like that and you express your feelings, well, the results can be, sometimes it'll work. Sometimes it'll, sometimes it'll work, but sometimes it won't. So it's like if you put a boundary on, oh, you can't have this friend, it's like sometimes resentment builds, and then it's basically you versus that friend, and it creates this like conflict, and then he's having to decide whether he wants to be friends with you or friends with her or in a relationship with you, and it can just create complications. Yeah, I mean, are you asking if it's a red flag or not? I would say it leans towards yes on being a red flag, especially if she's really attractive and it's like, well, I'd just be wary on being into an exclusive relationship with this guy right now. So it's like, well, I might just continue dating and then not take it too seriously. And then you are open to date other guys as well, and then just have that kind of relationship. But as far as getting into an exclusive relationship with this guy, with her in the picture that close, I'd say it's a danger zone. Okay. When we got up, he introduced me to her. She was nice to meet me and asked what we did the night before. It's like, none of your fucking business. Like, okay. She says she puts this edit about the bathroom thing. Should have mentioned this in the original post, but he has an extra bathroom right outside the room, and she had her stuff in the bathroom and not the extra bathroom. Okay, so she was in his bathroom and didn't go into the other one. And she's looking to that as clues that it's like it's more than like a friendship kind of thing. I feel like that makes kind of a difference in how strange it was. At first, I believed my boyfriend that they were just close friends and that I'm not his first relationship in a long time. He told me over and over again he doesn't think about her that way, that she comes over all the time to work and hang out, and had been doing this before he met me a few months ago. Regardless, he has to realize that it's like, well, women are very competitive, and it's like, well, so are guys too when it comes to relationships. But it's like, well, in this situation, it's really going to put her in an uncomfortable position where she doesn't really feel like she's number one or has to compete for number one. And if she's having to compete for being number one in a relationship, it's going to be like, it's not going to make her feel good. She didn't get mad at all when I was at the house in the morning, so it made me think there was nothing between them. And yeah, there probably wasn't. There probably isn't. But it's still that she's that close, and it's almost like a threat that it could happen, and it just puts that doubt in your mind. And it's like, because if there was, I would assume she would have gotten mad. Just still very odd. Anyways, I had to go to work myself that day, so I left, and she was still there when I left. I was really trying hard not to look crazy in front of my boyfriend, but I didn't know what to make of the situation. I don't know if I should bring it up with him again. Yes. Either bring it up, yes, with him again. I don't know if the two of you are exclusive. You keep referring to him as your boyfriend, so maybe you are. But if the two of you are exclusive, then yes, I would for sure bring this up. If the two of you aren't exclusive and you're just dating and just started dating, because you mentioned that this is the first time you've been to his house, I believe. So, if you're still dating in that phase, maybe you just don't even bring it up and then just look for other people, and then just date other people too. Bring it up again. If I should just keep my guard up, or if I should end things altogether. I don't know, I think that's in regard to, should she ask or bring it up again, or should she just leave it be and just have her guard up? She could just be a really close friend, but she literally has a key to his house. Yeah. It's very strange to me. We are a pretty new relationship, but still we are together nonetheless. So think of it as like a like longer term down the line. So it's like, well, just like hypothetical. So it's like, if the two of you were married, I'm not saying you want to be married. I'm not saying anything like that, but it's like, think of it just like visualize in a marriage. It's like this woman comes over all the time and just has a key to the place, and the two of you are staying together. And it's just like, why is she there? It's, I don't know. I don't know if I should confront him about this further, if I should wait until we're a little bit more established as a couple. No, because when you put it off and you don't basically communicate what you feel or communicate your standards, then oftentimes it communicates that by basically omission that it's okay to behave in a certain way. And when it's okay to behave in a certain way, it keeps happening, and then you keep feeling those negative emotions. And then once you put it off further and further, it sometimes gets harder to confront and harder to overcome when the pattern has been basically tolerated for so long. She says, it's just a weird situation. I have guy friends, but none that would just show up unannounced to my house. I think you totally need to talk to him about it and just express your feelings. Again, say, I'm not trying to force you not to be friends with her or anything like that, and I'm not trying to step on any of your toes or whatever, but it's like, right now, just what I'm feeling, I'm just trying to figure this out for myself, because it makes me feel really uncomfortable when she has a key to your place when we're together. And it's like, really, I really value you, and I value our commitment, and this just makes it more difficult for me, as far as I'm just trying to understand this in me, because it makes it more difficult in me as far as, being in this relationship. And so make it about you trying to figure this out. Don't make it about blaming him or making it the other person's fault. Just take ownership of the situation and almost approach it like you're just asking and requesting help. You're not just doing like this cry for help and you did this and you did this and confrontational. Just make it, when you can make it about yourself and just trying to solve this problem in yourself, then it's like the other person wants to help you. So that's probably your best bet as far as communication. Um, and when you're talking to him, be specific on what it like really makes you feel. So don't just recognize that in order for him to really understand, oftentimes you need to communicate to him like in a very straightforward way, like this is exactly what I'm feeling. Avoid doing like hints and stuff and hinting at this is what you're feeling, because sometimes guys won't pick up on that. And so it's like be very clear and to the point and not very like hinting or communicating indirectly, just because men communicate more directly oftentimes and don't recognize indirect communication. So those is kind of what I would say as far as handling this situation.